If you guys like how I do my chart analysis on YouTube and you want to learn how to do it yourself, click the link below to check out the Vee Trades technical analysis course. What's up traders, this is Vee Trades and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for MERCADOLIBRE with the ticker symbol MELI. If you want a chart analysis guaranteed to be done, please read the description below. Also take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate it very much. This video is for entertainment purposes only, does not constitute any financial advice. I will first go over what I see in the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So MELI is a stock that I have in my watch list and I'm just waiting for the most opportune time to take a position. So let's take a look at the chart and see if we can find a reason to enter right now or wait. So it looks like MELI has just been going sideways for the most part the past several months. Looks like we are starting to see a little breakout occur, but this could be just a failed breakout because this downtrend channel was in play. So this looks like the downtrend channel that prices were respecting. It's going to make this yellow, and this is the first break of the pattern. So this could just be a failed breakout and we could go back down all the way to the lows, especially since you can see that there was also another pattern that prices were respecting, which was this range pattern inside the bigger downtrend channel. So there was two patterns that MELI was inside of. It had a downward bias to it, and then we started going sideways probably back here around mid to late January. That's when we started going sideways, and we're kind of back at the same price level that it was trading at in January of this year. So we had a breakout of this downtrend channel that looks like is drawn correctly, and the range. So that's a bad sign for the bulls. There's a higher probability for prices to just reverse down and go back down all the way to the lows. But we did blast up above this 160 resistance level, and it looks like we're pulling back and testing it. So if that test holds, then I could see MELI go much higher, probably to the $1,300 level. So let me put a horizontal line there. So this looks like a good price level that it wants to come back to test, because previously it was acting as support, and then we broke through it back here in November, and then we came back again, found resistance, and now we trended lower. Now it looks like we're coming back again. So if this 1160 level holds, then we could go back up to the $1,300 and test it. Now if this 1160 level fails, and then we can easily drop back down to the lows of this downtrend. So that's what I'm thinking it can occur. We did have two legs up also. You can see that this was the first pullback. We went down again, and we went the second pullback, and right at the tip of this arrow is when prices started stalling out. You can also see that we had a measured move that was reached. This was the first impulse down, and then we had a second impulse that was much longer than the first, and we began the third one. So usually the first and third impulse are the same size, and you can see that right at the tip of this arrow is when prices started reverse. It doesn't mean this marked the bottom. It's just a area for people to take profits. So people took the profits, we saw a pullback in the market, and then drop down again before going back a second time up. So we had a two-legged correction. This could mark the center of the pattern. If I move the measure move over again, then this one's right at the 750 level. Let's scroll to the left side of the chart, and it's right near the top of this gap, and I think this gap could be filled. There's a huge empty space on this chart that prices are trying to come back to test. If they go back to the lows, maybe we won't make a new one. Maybe we'll get a triple bottom at the $900 level. So this 880 level is a good support. So we could just bounce from there. We'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, MELI did have a breakout of two patterns. We did pull back and find some type of support at the 1160 level. MELI did close above it, so that's a good sign for the bulls. However, since this is a breakout, normally they fail. So we could see prices rush back down to the lows of the range and the downtrend at the 880 level. However, for the bulls, if they find some type of support at the 1160 level, we can easily go back up to that $1,300 level to test that. So that's everything I have on the daily chart. It's actually one more thing right here, and this gives me more confidence that the prices will reverse to the downside, because we had this channel working higher, Let me go ahead and erase all the drawings. So for the bulls, we did have this channel working higher, but it looks like it is played out because we had a break of this orange channel and a retest of the highs, and prices started to sell off. So that means that this retracement could be over, and we could start seeing some downward pressure coming to the market. So I'm leaning more towards the bears. There's just more signs on the chart telling me that the prices want to drop lower. But again, the market can do whatever it wants to do. It could find some type of support at the 1160 level, and then we need to start looking for longs. But as right now, it looks like prices want to drop all the way back down to lows at the 880 level. So that's everything I have on the daily chart. Let's go and wrap this up on the weekly chart. And also leave a comment down below if you guys are interested in MELI or not. I'm interested in MELI because it looks like they're having double-digit revenue growth year over year. So it looks like they're growing really well, and I believe maybe in the next 5 to 10, 15 years, MELI will be a huge e-commerce platform in South America. So definitely something that has a lot of potential. So let's take a look at the chart. Previously, before we were in a uptrend, prices were making higher highs, higher lows, and the EMA was acting as support. We had a little double top pattern before reversing back down. Now the EMA is acting as resistance, and we're making lower lows, lower highs. So it's pretty much the exact opposite of what happened over here. So no one can argue that we're not in a downtrend. We just have to find out if the downtrend is over or not. As right now, it looks like it's starting to become over because this is the first break of this this orange channel working lower. And you can see that this week's candle close was kind of bearish because it's below the EMA. Let me scroll in a little bit more. So this is known as a tail bar. You can see that prices traded up all the way into the 1260 level, and then sellers came in the market and dropped it back down near the close or the open of this green bar. So the open was at the 1160 level, and they closed it at the 1167 level. So just a small gain for the bulls, even though they traded all the way up to the highs at the 1262 level. They brought it back down, the sellers, and we closed below the EMA. So that's not a good sign. So this could be a reversal bar, and I'm pretty sure sellers are going to probably take this trade to the downside. So we did have a failed breakout also of 2 patterns. So that's a more signs that prices should drop lower. We had a failed breakout of this range and a failed breakout of the channel. We have a nice little tail bar, and prices went up twice. So we had a 2-legged pullback. So normally when we see a 2-legged pullback in a trend, we're going to see continuation. So that's why I'm leaning more towards the downside. Again, it could be just a short trap. We'll have to wait and see. It doesn't look like it in my eyes. I think we're going to probably see lower prices for MELI. Also, again, I'm looking for that 680 level to be reached. It's where the breakout level was, and I think they want to come back to test this before continuing higher in the long term. So that's everything I have for MELI. That's what I think the stock is going to do. Doesn't mean it's going to do it. Other traders could look, maybe other traders are looking at a different way in the market of how it's showing us. Maybe they're a little more bullish, but as right now, to my eyes and my analysis, looks like we're going to go lower. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel since you might be surprised on what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel since I want to deliver great content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.